Okay, welcome back to the Neverwinter Nights campaign, original campaign. We are in the bottom of the troll caves, and we've been told we're a slave race by the what do you call it? By the golem that guards the first seal. We're looking for a magic ring. Okay. Well, you're really good at finding those traps and identifying things.
I always get my way.
To tell the truth, I am not much expecting to find. Oh, look, gargoyles. A cloak that will make me put down the cloak of movement. And I'm really glad for the golden circlet right now. Immune to bind effects and spells. Oh look, it's a trap.
Hey there, dear. What can I do?
Just a normal great axe, really. Cat's Grace, Menagon, Fudge, Nuggets. Come on, I have a full restoration here somewhere. Okay.
I always get my way.
That's pretty cool. Knock, knock. Is there more? There is indeed more. Battle Horde. Their ability to perch indefinitely without moving causes adventurers frequently mistaken for statues. Vicious predators that enjoy torturing weaker creatures.
I simply can't carry all of this.
I agree. It is time to head back and sell stuff. And we're going to slowly flap our way to the cracked end. We passed the first Seal Guardian? How did we pass the first Seal Guardian?
Hey! Hail to ye!
Okay. Helm's Hold. Well, Cloak of Elvenkind, which I would totally give to Charlemagne if I could. Merchant will not buy stolen goods because, again, traps are stolen goods. Always. Gloves of the Long Death. +1. $18,000.
Greetings.
You're the last kill those rampaging creatures the north of here, aren't you? Sure enough, I've heard lots of heroic stuff
Your
about you.
business to you.
I guess you're one of the heroes who cleaned the monsters out of the caves to the north. Keep the
Your
good work up.
business to you.
Greetings.
Gollum's signet ring. Golems guarding the deeper passages of the crypt in which it was found have demanded it. Lots and lots of gargoyles ahead. Oh well, better get started. I do not trust these gargoyles for good reason. Yep. Oh, they got me a level. And lots of gargoyle head skulls, which I'll probably sell to Eltora or use to look at her stuff. Oh, really? We'll see about that. Ah. And more stolen goods. Four, huh? Diamond body? What does diamond body do?
Hey there, dear. What?
It's been a while. Immunity to all poisons, finally. Really. Diamond body. Now can we fight those spiders? Looks like not all the gargoyles were gargoyles. Looks like just some of them were monsters.
I always get my way.
Immune to mind-affecting spells. Sorry, I got a helmet. It makes me hard to do stuff too. Go, go, go! Flurry of blows. Oh. That's 10. Nice.
I hope you like pain! I'll put you in your place.
That's a rather nimble Minotaur. was that? Clarity, maybe? Oh. I did not mean to use the bark skin. Damn you. Oh well. What's my 29 AC? And a trap. It didn't do much. Okay. Here we go. Here's the ring.
In the name of Sandy Moonbow!
There was more here. That was close. Arrow of the Vampire. Disappearing, reappearing
I hope
Minigon.
you like pain!
Okay, that was easy. That's level 2. Missing something. Ah, didn't get to these, huh? Ooh. Prism Blossom Seed. And we're gonna go do something cheesy. We're gonna go get Body Knocker to tell us his story. Hello, Dalen.
Good to see you again, though in actual fact I cannot say I am really surprised.
What are you doing here? Okay.
Is there something you need?
Just want to talk for a while. We're going to be traveling together. I'd like to know a little more about you. As you know, I'm from Lantan, an island renowned for its inventions and scientific advances. From that you can rightly conclude that I myself am an analytical and curious nature. You also know I am a sorcerer, and from that you can no doubt draw further conclusions, though in all truth my chosen profession is rather uncommon among the Lantanese cultures. Why are sorcerers so uncommon in Lantan? It's not really a profession, it is an inherited trait. The mysteries of the arcane are not as eagerly sought out in my homeland as they are in other places. We have inventions to accomplish many of the things others rely on magic to perform. In my homeland there is no shame attached to what I do, it is merely seen as unusual, though I will admit it is not the future my father envisioned for me. I was his eldest son, and I suppose my father wanted me to follow in his footsteps. Flowers, plants, and gardens never held much interest for me. Was he a druid? Druids worship nature, Millie, but we in Lantan seek to control and direct nature, to extract that which is useful and remove that which is harmful. Agronomy is a well-respected field in Lantan, and my father was one of the finest horticulturists on the island. His pioneering research in cross-pollination and grafting techniques was responsible for the creation of 26 unique species of plants. Because of my father's work, Lantan's agricultural yields increased, as did the island's supply of medicinal herbs. And the beauty and variety of our flowering species is unparalleled anywhere in the mainland. Sounds like a great man. A finer gnome could not be found in the length and breadth of favor in Melee. I suppose that is why I find the gulf that has grown between us so painful to accept. What do you mean? My father and I had a falling out. Please, this is difficult for me to speak of. I'm not sure I wish to discuss this with you. Perhaps later I will be in a mood to speak more of my tale. Now we should discuss your mission. The cult responsible for the Wailing Death must be found.
Is there something you need?
I'd like you to level up. Okay. Oh, nice.
Is there something you need?
Talk for a while. Can you continue your story before? This is difficult for me to speak of, Millie. What happened between my father and I, our falling out, is a painful memory. But maybe if I share the tale with someone else, I can ease some of the pain and guilt I feel over what happened. That is a logical assumption, isn't it? What happened? My father's days of groundbreaking research in agronomy are behind him. He is an old man content to putter in his own garden, happily living out his days among his friends and family. But even so, he still receives gifts of strange and exotic plants from distant lands so that he can add them to his garden. It is said that in spring, when the flowers bloom, my father's yard is the most beautiful place in Lantan. It truly is his pride and joy. Let me guess, you destroyed his garden. I wish that had been the only consequences of my actions, Millie. My father asked me to lend and tend his garden for a few weeks while he went to visit a friend on the other side of the island. Everything went well the first week. I found the work enjoyable enough, though hardly as stimulating as my sorcerer's studies. I even came up with a more efficient watering system he could use on his plants. But in the second week, I noticed the beginning of a rotweed infestation. Rotweed? Never heard of it. Rotweed is a vile, noxious, crawling vine with a foul, pungent odor. Unchecked, it will overrun any garden in a matter of weeks, choking the life from every other plant. Even worse, the roots release a powerful toxin into the earth, poisoning the soil so nothing else will grow on the land for years. And like most unwanted guests, rotweed is virtually impossible to kill. The only way to deal with rotweed is through fire applied directly to the vines. If you can make fire hot enough, the flames will be absorbed into the plant and burned down to the root, killing the weed. I still remember my father as a child using oil and torches to destroy a rotweed infestation. It was long, difficult work, for the vine is resistant to fire, and it is difficult to make the flames hot enough to wither the roots. However, I had no such worries as I went out to the garden that morning. The infestation had only just begun, and I had a secret weapon. After all, I was a sorcerer. With visions of how pleased my father would be at the efficiency of my method, I approached the weed and unleashed a burning hand spell directly at the vine. That probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. I made the mistake of approaching the problem without all the necessary data. My actions were logical in the context of my knowledge, but I was operating under a fatally flawed assumption. There was a reason my father used oils and torches to eliminate the infestation rather than sending for the local mage. Magical fire destroys rotweed, but the intense heat causes the plant to violently explode. The vine burst, spewing out molten sap that ignited everything it touched. The roots ignited in the earth and columns of flames erupted from the soil, raining blazing bits of vegetation down all around me. Were you hurt? Miraculously, I was unharmed by the conflagration. Though the entire garden was soon ablaze, as was my father's house and the houses of our neighbors on either side. No one was injured, and for that at least I am grateful, but by the time the fire brigade doused the flames, all 3 houses were ruined, and my father's prize-winning garden was nothing but ash. It was an accident, Buddy Knock. We were only trying to help. It may have been an accident, Lily, but that does nothing to mitigate the cost of the terrible tragedy. My father is a wealthy man, so he did not begrudge me the compensation he had to pay his neighbors or the cost of replacing his own home. But his garden was utterly destroyed, and for that he has never forgiven me. Maybe someday I can make it up to him, Millie. Some gesture to heal the pain I have caused him. Please, I don't wish to discuss this any longer. The memory is too painful. Perhaps later I'll be in the mood to speak more of my tale.
Is there something you need?
Pain of what happened to with my father, of how he destroyed the garden he had spent a lifetime cultivating, is very personal pain, Millie. But you have proved yourself to be a good friend, because you hire me only to speak to me about my stories and get my item from me. After all, it was you who helped me find the leavened bread. I suppose it is only logical to expect you might be able to help me with my father as well. What do you want me to do? I know I can never replace the many varieties of plants and flowers that were once in my father's garden, but perhaps if I make a grand gesture, he will find it in his heart to forgive me. Throughout my father's life, there has been one flower he has longed to see more than any other, but one which he has never been able to acquire. Among the great library of Lantern, there are accounts of the prism blossom, a living, growing flower whose petals are said to change color and reflect light as though they were made of crystal. So why don't you get one of these prism blossoms? The account of the flower occurs in only one text, the travel diary of an explorer who died several centuries ago after returning from a journey to the north. No one has ever been able to locate this rare flower or its gleaming crystal seeds, though many have spent a lifetime searching for it. It may be the prism seed blossom is only a myth, Millie, but if I could find the seeds of this flower and give them to my father, I'm certain he would forgive me for destroying his garden. I will not abandon the search for the cultist behind the plague, and I've pledged to aid you in destroying those who released the foul taint of the Wailing Death. But part of me is hoping that in our journeys we will be lucky enough to stumble across the crystalline seeds of the prism blossom. I found some strange seeds here. Are these what you're looking for? Let me see. Yes, these seeds do seem to be made of glass, and their shape and size are consistent with the accounts in the travel diary. You have done it, Millie. And when I present these to Father, he is certain to forgive me. Thank you, Millie. I am afraid the only reward I have to give you is my thanks. That's greater than you know, Buddy Knock. Although I have no rewards to repay you, Millie, there may yet be some benefit to you for aiding me in this quest. Mantinee's artifacts draw their energy from the thrill of discovery and the wonder of exploration. The remarkable discovery may have augmented the powers of the ring I gave you earlier. In any case, I thank you once again, Millie, but I will not leave your side. Only after we have located the cult find the Wailing Death will I return to my homeland and present these seeds to my family. Okay, where did the ring go? Polynox gem, Lantine's ring, +3. Yay! We now have a bonus to our charisma. And we got regeneration.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here.
Okay. And my my timer went off a little bit ago, and I'm getting a little bit tired, as you can tell by some of the breaks in my speech. So, I'm going to go over here. I'm actually going to pick up Charwin again with me. Save.
I suspected you'd show up here soon. I'm glad to see I was right. So, shall we join up once more?
Okay. Really. 3 henchmen. Quests. Done. See you guys later.